On June 23rd, the FDA provided a draft guidance on the clinical research of psychedelics. While the guidance is legally not binding, it reveals how the FDA is thinking about the topic. As a draft guidance, they are inviting for public comment until August 23rd. So we'll take a look at the notable aspects of this guidance. From the non-clinical perspective, they recommended that additional evaluation and research should be done, particularly with respect to whether the dosing is going to see if the effectiveness of the treatment is durable and whether repeat dosing is needed. Because currently, a lot of the conditions are chronic, but the research is exploring single dose or intermittent dosing for the subjects. And with respect to also dosing, they noted that there should be more evaluation to the dose response relationship because you could have one dose, one standard dose, but it can have very different effects on the subject. And at the same time, they also considered, looking at the long-term potential effects of inducing cardiac valve stiffening, as well as excluding subjects with these kind of cardiac valve problems from these studies. One thing that's really interesting is how the FDA characterizes the effects of psychedelics. They consider them to be abuse-related adverse effects, such as euphoria, hallucination, and stimulation. But the thing is, a lot of these effects are hypothesized and have been shown to have therapeutic responses. But for them, they're like, well, they consider it to be abuse-related adverse effects and should be studied. And the other thing too is that a lot of the study adds psychotherapy as a component, but they don't know with effectiveness of psychotherapy. And in fact, they believe that it kind of complicates the assessment of the effectiveness and presents a challenge to future labeling when you couple the drug plus psychotherapy. So there needs to be more evaluation in that area. For the clinical design part, they recommend two monitors, one graduate level with medical training as well as clinical experience with psychotherapy, an assistant monitor with at least 1 year of clinical experience. And if the lead monitor is not a physician, then a physician should be on call and be able to reach the clinical site within 15 minutes in case of an emergency. And this is really interesting from a clinical design perspective um, to make sure subjects are safe and then for other reasons, but I'm curious as to like how this kind of design would then impact how the treatment would then be provided if and when these drugs are approved down the line. So that's my only question. Overall, the recommendations have been sensible, and this provides a little bit more clarity to people who are already doing the research or will be doing research in the future. I recommend that you go check out the guidance for more detail and more information.